Hi everyone, I'm the Moonchild Medium and I'm back with another tarot reading in the series of tarot readings. That's basically the February series, I guess I'm starting to call it. And this month is all about love, and not just love, there's definitely like romance in the air, but this month is also a lot about friendships and repairing relationships in the family. There's just like a lot going on behind the scenes, so I'm here to help you kind of move through that energy. We're going to do another pick a card type of situation. This reading is going to be for people who are single, or who, like, if you're polyamorous, you may already have like commitments in your life or like relationships with other people, but this could be like for figuring out if this like new potential person you're thinking about could possibly be like a potential relationship, but something like that. Do they feel the same way, kind of thing. This would not be for anyone who's like already in some sort of relationship or a commitment. This is for people who are the commitment hasn't been solidified in this relationship. So it could also encompass situationships. If that's where you're at, then let's go ahead and get into the reading. For the pick a card, I'm gonna do just like I did last time. I'm gonna pick some stones, and then you can choose from there what it is that calls to you. Again, you can pick 1, 2, 3 piles, whatever actually calls to you, especially if you are polyamorous and there's more than one person. It's really up to whatever is your intuition is telling you, okay? So for pile number 1, we have the turquoise howlite. See if you can see that guy over there. Okay. For pile number 2, we have this Herkimer diamond. See if you can see that. And for pile number 3, we have this amethyst point. Okay, so those are the 3 piles. Last time that I published a video, I actually forgot to put the timestamps of each pile in the description. So I'm going to try to remember to do that for this video. So hopefully if I remember, you will also see the timestamps for each of the piles in the description. So you can just skip ahead if you don't want to watch pile 1 or 2 or whatever. Okay? So let me just show you the piles or the stones. Feel free to pause it, sit with it, take a minute to decide. But I'm just going to go ahead and get right. Okay, so for pile 1, we've got the turquoise howlite. If you've been watching my readings over the past couple of days, this has actually come up a couple of times, and so I already kind of have this like pretty strong association with this being like a need to it's like connected to the third eye and the throat chakra, and this like kind of signifies a need to speak what your intuition is telling you. Also, it could have a lot to do with boundaries, setting boundaries, but I really feel that it's more like not setting boundaries with other people, but more setting boundaries for yourself, like having healthier boundaries. So just so you know whether this is your reading or not, I'm going to get a little bit of description about who you are. For this one, I'm going to use the Rider-Waite Tarot. Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I have so many decks. Today I was doing a reading for someone and they were like, oh, do you think you got enough decks there? Because I had them all out on the table. But I like to use all of them for you guys. I feel like it adds like another layer of confirmation when you're using multiple decks. All right, so Spirit, who is watching pile number 1? Who's watching pile number 1? All right. For those of you who know tarot, I'm just going to be calling out the cards so you kind of can make your own associations as well, but I'm just going to be reading these intuitively. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse, the King of Pentacles upright, the Knight of Wands upright, and the Devil upright. And so what I'm seeing about you as a person is that you're someone who, while you can be very discerning and very good with your words, because you're so good with your words, you actually can also have a very sharp tongue. And it seems like lately you have been having a sharper tongue than normal. You are also someone who is very business-minded. You may be doing well for yourself financially at this point, and have built something sustainable. Especially when it comes to your work. I see you as someone who possibly actually has a good work-life balance, although you may focus a little bit more on work than other things. But you're overall, usually a very grounded person, may have like a lot of earth energy to you. But I do feel like you're very balanced. You have like a decent balance of like air, earth, and fire, from what I'm seeing. You're someone who, when you set your mind to something, you can move very quickly, and especially when it's like having to do with doing something in service of others. But I do see you in a place where you're very trapped, it seems like. And I apologize, my battery's about to die. I forgot to charge it before I started. Let me go get something to plug it in. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, I do feel like you're in an energy of like being trapped, but also this is an energy that is presenting itself right now as an opportunity to free yourself. And I feel like that this energy of being trapped or needing to free yourself is actually from the energy of like moving too quickly. And I feel like moving too quickly, and also like it's like the way that you express yourself, I feel is not very effective at the moment. And I feel like you've had your moments where you've been better at communicating than others. And just right now, you're kind of in a down period, about like, it almost seems like maybe your patience has run thin or something like that. But yeah, it seems like that's like the kind of person you are, someone who's very intelligent, very good with words, very good with like business matters, like very business minded. And like you're a go-getter. You're someone who really likes to try to just like get things done. But in that, there's an aspect of like feeling trapped. And I sense that, you're kind of in a brief moment of like, I wouldn't even say heaviness or darkness, but it's just a little bit more intense for you than usual, like maybe like a little more chaotic. So if that makes sense to you, and let's go ahead and get into the traits of the person that you are thinking of, that you would like to be in some sort of commitment or relationship with. All right. Who's the person that pile 1 is thinking of? You have the Knight of Pentacles coming out right away. This is someone who is very, like they're either very grounded or they're like very like methodical and purposeful about the way that they move. They're someone who does value the your business mind. They value like financial stability and material stability. They have a lot to offer, and they do try to be in servitude to others. They also are someone who they can move very quickly when needed and when wanted to, but they do think things out very closely. We also have the Sun in reverse, which is like someone who I feel like they didn't really have very much of a childhood. They could be like a little bit more on the serious side right now, and need to like work on their relationship with their inner child. And I feel like that also kind of like maybe like the struggle that they've had with their own childhood has kind of like made it difficult for them to create their own finances and like their own financial stability. So even though they work very hard, or they have a plan and they're no slouch, they also aren't as well off as you. Not to say that you're like super well off either, but like they're more in the beginning stages of creating, or not the beginning stages, but like they're just not as far along as you are when it comes to like financial stability and financial abundance. However, I see here the 10 of Pentacles. They are someone who's very content with the state of their finances right now and of their home life. I feel like they're someone who can like really make a dollar last. And that this is one of the good things that they learned from their childhood. And then we also have the Tower in reverse, which means to me that this person is probably also struggling with some sort of like health issue or a disability, especially like something that's coming up now. So this could be someone who has a disability. This could be a new disability or a temporary disability, or it could be a permanent long-term disability. Yeah, like I said, because of their upbringing, like they actually do know how to save money and stretch the dollar and all of that. So that is the kind of person that I'm seeing that you're thinking of. And so if all of that resonates, let's continue on with the reading. All right. Next, I want to ask where the relationship is heading. So I'm going to be using the Manara deck for this. I'm just going to be giving descriptions and not showing what the cards are, because I kind of want to keep this PG-13, and the Manara deck is like can be pretty X-rated sometimes. So let's get where this relationship is heading. The first thing that pops out is the Mirror in reverse, which is the Wheel in reverse, and the Knave of Earth in reverse, which is the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's so interesting how many pentacles have come out in this reading. Finances and business have a lot to do with this, and also just like material wealth and comfort. So I feel that like either you or they or both are like earth signs or like have significant earth sign placements. Like I'm talking Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So either in the sun, moon, rising, or Venus placements would be like pretty significant. But yeah, the wheel in reverse, or the mirror in reverse, is actually to me it speaks of like things not being exactly what you want right now, but it does say that things are going to turn around for your highest good. Like it's just a cycle of things, and you're in the cycle that you're in right now is like more of like the downward, the like this part of the cycle instead of this part of the cycle, right? But it does speak of the like cyclicity of movement in life, and how even if you're in a down period right now, things are about to turn around, they're about to get better. So then the Page of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this is talking somewhat of like an offer or a message of some sort being offered, and it just being like kind of like a very small offer, and maybe like well-intentioned, but a little bit misguided is kind of what I feel. And it may be the offer of like some sort of business proposal. This could be really that like either you or they are offering some sort of like business arrangement, like to work together in some capacity, and kind of maybe missing the fact that the other person wants like romance out of this, and it may be something like that. Let's get a little bit more information. We've got the Knight of Water, which is the Knight of Cups in reverse. We've got One of Earth, or like it's basically like the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. We've got the World right side up, and Death right side up. Interesting. So I do feel that with this World card and the way that I felt intuitively, drawn to place them down, I feel that with the World card, like it's kind of speaking of like you will have everything that you want in this relationship. But then we've got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And this kind of feels like there's like something missing emotionally. It does feel that like this connection that you have, it's like there's a lot of admiration for the way that you each move in the world, like you admire that they although they are content with their finances, that they are also working hard to build something for themselves, and they admire that you have built something for yourself. But ultimately, I feel that that's kind of like where the admiration ends, and that it's more about like what you see materially on the outside for each other, and that there's like an emotional aspect of it that is actually missing. I do feel with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse that there's like this need to actually drop the money talk and to approach each other from a different perspective, which then I see again, like, you know, I see that progression happening with the Death card. Death being about like not just death, but also rebirth. So I do feel that there is a way to transform this connection when you move away from talking solely about business or like financial matters. This transformation, let's get a little bit of clarity on how, I want to get a little bit of clarity on how you can transform this situation a little bit more. So because if you're here and you're asking about them, I do believe that you want this relationship to work, and you can have whatever you want. So if this is a relationship that you want and you want it to go well with them, let's figure that out. Okay, so I'm just about to ask, what can pile number 1 do to aid this transformation, this healthy transformation of this relationship that they want? You have the Emperor in reverse. The Emperor is a very financially stable figure in the major arcana. Whew, and I'm like getting very hot all of a sudden, like hot in my face. I don't know if you can see me like turning red. And that's very interesting because it's not super hot in here. I feel like as I'm doing this reading, I'm becoming more and more hot. So I feel like there is heat between you two already. And that is something that you need to explore. That you're kind of all in your head. And that like the physical aspect of things need to be explored, which makes sense actually to me, because you both seem to be very like grounded in the material, grounded in the physical, and so like it's like to get out of your head, to stop talking about all this like, oh yeah, let's build this business together, or let's, you know, like do this thing that increases our finances or whatever, instead of like talking about all these things. Or maybe like you get together and all you talk about is work. This could be a coworker actually. And it also, if not a coworker, could be someone who works in the like in some sort of service industry, or maybe you both work in a service industry and are coworkers. But that's just coming through right now. But anyways, again, I feel that you really need to explore the physical side of your relationship. Now, I'm aware that there are going to be people here who are maybe asexual, demisexual, and like that sex isn't really like something that you're looking to explore, even if it's just like for the moment. And so I just want to put it out there that physical can mean more than sex. And so maybe there's like some sort of like affection, or, you know, something that you can start to bridge that gap and become more physically attuned to each other. I feel that the Emperor card in reverse is like, it's kind of like, hey, listen, you're gonna get all of the things you want together. If you want to do like business things together, you can have all those things, but you want to build a sustainable relationship rather than something that's like really superficial. Then with the Ace of Pentacles upright, I got that, which is interesting because we got the Ace of Pentacles reverse just a minute ago. But basically the Ace of Pentacles speaks of like a triumph that has already occurred. It's like there's there may be this belief that you need to do because like you're just not doing enough, but it's like that thing has already been offered to you. The universe has already given it to you, and it's pretty much there, like it's on its way. So I feel that like part of that transformation of like letting go of like always speaking about work or business or whatever is to actually just believe that you have with this person and in your life what you already want, and to stop like talking about like all these plans you're gonna make and just like be present in the moment. I see the Four of Swords, which is really like speaking to me of like just needing a rest. And it's like sometimes it feels like the only time that you're going to get that rest is when you're dead. But it does speak of like rest being needed. So you may need some time to yourself, some time alone. I feel that this is like you have felt like there's stagnancy in this relationship. And I feel that the reason that you are feeling that is because your guides in the universe has kind of put you in a timeout, and it's been like, hey, by the way, you actually just need to like take some rest. I'm feeling something like actually arising in my chest and like the chest and throat area. So you actually may be getting sick, something like flu-like, or something respiratory, or something in the throat. I do feel that if that's something that you're feeling right now, you're feeling a little bit under the weather, then then this is to me a confirmation that like you are actually being forced to take a rest and not interact with this person just yet, because you need to come into like harmony with the request that you've made to the universe, and understand that like that request has already been granted, but you just need to believe that it has been granted. And then overall just exploring the like becoming more open to exploring the physical side of this relationship. I feel that you're like very timid, even though you do want to explore the physical side of the relationship. You are, attracted to this person in whatever way that means to you. So there is like something that's holding you back, and I feel like that's something that you need to explore. Let me grab another, just a little bit more clarification about what it is. I need to understand this Emperor card just a little bit more. Please clarify the Emperor. Four of Wands in reverse. That's this card is great because it's always about like a harmonious home life, especially one pertaining to romance, like a romantic relationship. And we've got the Star in reverse. I feel that you're like very shy, or like, one of you is very shy, and like you're maybe not knowing how they feel about you, and so not wanting to like bridge the gap and reach out and say like, hey, I like you. So I feel like that's something that you need to be kind of like aware of and thinking of. And like I said, like I've said in a previous reading, this is a series, and we're moving through this energy. This is the energy you're in today. So there's not really like the full like answer of what to do yet, because I feel like you're just being made aware of things that you need to work on in yourself, or things that you need to like a shift in perspective. Okay. Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles. For clarification for the Ace of Pentacles, I have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the King of Pentacles in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. All of this speaks to me of like, there's like, I feel like that you actually need to be doing some journaling to understand why it is that you feel that you cannot have a happy life with this person, or that you cannot be yourself, your truest self with this person. And you also need to be exploring for yourself, what is it that you already have that you don't see. There's like an aspect of like maybe that you need to do some gratitude journaling, just to open up the senses for you to actually be able to take stock of all these things that are blessings in your life. So I would recommend starting a gratitude journal. It can be something very, very simple. Like, you don't have to write out a whole like journal entry. You can literally just write like gratitude and then bullet point like this thing, that thing, like good health, good sleep, good food, like just any little thing. Okay. I do think that that's like something that you need to be taking stock of right now, is like all your blessings. And then finally, clarification for the Four of Swords. Clarification for the Four of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Needing to use a lot of discernment, which is why you need to rest. We have the Two of Cups upright, the Hangman in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. There's definitely like a new relationship coming in for you, and a need to kind of like see things from a different perspective, but I feel like you have like kind of a hard time with that. So like there is a need to ask the divine for a little bit of guidance. I feel like you're struggling right now with making moves. I feel like that you are struggling to make moves that you want to make. And I also feel like you struggle with, you often make moves that you feel that you have to make, rather than moves that you want to make. And so that's very vague, but like really it could have to do with business, but it could also like really more than business. I don't think it has to do with business. Actually, I really think that it has to do with your passion, the things that you love, your creativity, like really your passion. I feel like you need to be able to share with them what your feelings are, but you're like worried about what that is. So today might not be the time to share what your feelings are. But it's definitely a time to start writing down all the things that you are grateful for. And if you have it in you to actually like write out a whole journal entry, start trying to understand for yourself why it is that you feel that you're not good enough. Because that's what I see here. It's like you can have this person and you can have something good with this person, but you're afraid to follow your passion and to follow your intuition. And you're like kind of afraid that you're not good enough. And I can tell you that you're good enough all I want, but you're not going to believe it unless you really believe it in your heart. And the only way that you can get there is actually by figuring out why you believe that. For some of us, this is going to be that, like, you know, this is what you were told all through your childhood. This was like something that was reinforced for you all the time. Or maybe like you've actually gone through some sort of a heartbreak that makes you feel that you are not worthy. There could be like any number of reasons why you don't feel that you're worthy of this relationship. But I do feel that you feel unworthy of this relationship. And now that I'm looking back at the beginning of the reading where I was talking about, you know, the devil card and being trapped, feeling trapped, I do feel that that is where you feel trapped. You feel trapped by yourself in your own body, where it's like you want to express yourself, but you can't really. So maybe that's why you kind of keep things to like the business side of the relationship. You kind of keep things a little bit professional. So don't worry if you don't feel like you're there yet to talk to them about all of this, because it's just going to be some energy that you're going to have to move through. And so this is the advice for right now, is just to understand why you don't feel good enough and to start practicing gratitude for what you have. And I would challenge you not just to practice gratitude for what you have, but also for who you are and the things that you like about yourself and the way you show up in this world, okay? So that's what I have for you today. That's the advice. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. That way I can continue to pick up on your energy and tailor these readings to you. I really hope that this helped, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. If you're here, then it's because you chose this Herkimer diamond. Herkimer diamonds are, I really don't think they're diamonds. I think they're just, they call them diamonds, but they're, because they kind of look like it. But this stone is all about, it's all about creativity. It like really promotes creative energy. There's also a lot of peacefulness in it. And somewhat of like open-mindedness, and it's also a very like grounding stone, especially this one. It's got like an actual rock formation it's growing out of. So I'm sensing that you're someone who is very creative, and in your creative energy you're really feeling drawn to return to an energy of creativity. And let me just grab some cards about who you are, because I want to make sure that you know that this reading is for you and about you. All right, Spirit, who is watching pile number 2? Who's this reading for? Tell me about pile number 2. What kind of person are they? All right, we have the Ace of Swords upright. We have the High Priestess upright. 9 of Wands in reverse. King of Wands upright. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, and the 2 of Swords upright. So you're someone who is like super, super discerning, especially recently. You've been really coming into just like being able to follow your intuition, and not only that, but also like really tell who people are. You're a very triumphant person. Like you're someone who, I feel like you've recently had a very big win for yourself, especially in relation to your intuition, and to really also kind of like either winning some sort of conflict or losing some sort of conflict. But whatever had happened, I feel that you see the good in it, and your intuition has kind of kicked in and been like, ooh, I dodged a bullet on that one. And then we have the King of Wands. Just like that is also like a very intuitive energy. Someone who is very much like standing in their power. Very creative. You also have like a great deal of sexual or sensual energy. I feel like you're very magnetic to people. Just like I feel like you have like kind of psychic abilities and maybe you use them to help people. But I also see that you have been struggling financially, materially, and that there's just something you can't see about that. It's like something you're blocking yourself from. I do see a lot of twin or Gemini energy. Or like, yeah, the number 2 is definitely significant in this reading. Yeah, there's like maybe like you feel that you have a couple of choices, a couple of opportunities to choose from, or two paths to choose from, and one may be like more like working for someone else, and one may be more like working for yourself type of thing, or taking a leap of faith to like leave the current job that you're at to go to another one. But it's like something that it hasn't fully played out in your mind yet. Like you kind of have it in the back of your mind, but you haven't fully fleshed out the idea. Yeah, I feel like that's where you're at. That's who you are right now. If that resonates with you, then stick around for the rest of it. Okay, we're gonna ask. I'm gonna ask a little bit about who it is that you're thinking about, that you want to be in a relationship with. I feel like if there's someone on your mind, it's not someone that you think that anything is going to happen with them anytime soon. So you try not to get your hopes up, but you do end up coming to these readings hoping that you will get some sort of news about them, about things changing. We have the Strength card and also the Empress in reverse. This person may be a Leo, they may be a Libra, yeah, they may be a Libra. Or have like, I feel like maybe like a Scorpio Venus. They could have a Scorpio Venus sign. There's someone who has done a lot of growing and evolving. However, they do their best manifesting when they like sit and attract and like wait for things to come to them, but they're kind of not in that energy right now. They're like in this like kind of like go 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 energy, but they are someone who is very spiritually minded, and like their strength is in their gentleness. They have this like energy about them that is like the lion tamer type of energy. And I feel that you are someone who has more of that like lion energy, that like rawr. And that they have the ability to like tame you in a way. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe they're more of like the lion and you have the ability to tame them in a way. And so you kind of like, that's why you have a soft spot for them. You're like, oh, you big old softy, like I know how to handle you. So it could be like something like that. But I do feel like that is the energy between you two, is that there's like one of you that's a little more explosive or aggressive or whatever, and the other person isn't really that fazed by it, because they're just like, I know how to handle you. Let's see more about the person. We've got the Queen of Cups in reverse. somebody who really like forgets to pour into themselves a lot. And again, that goes hand in hand with the doing a lot, just going and doing all the time. That kind of energy. We've got 5 of Swords in reverse, 3 of Swords in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. This is really interesting. The Emperor in reverse just came out in the previous reading as well. So you might be coming over here from reading number 1. I feel like this is someone who does argue a lot. And maybe they don't even know why. They're like, why is everyone always trying to pick a fight with me? They have difficulty seeing what their options are in front of them. It's almost like when something's like right in front of their face, they still can't see it. So this is like someone who's very stubborn. Like, again, it might be a Leo. Or it could be like a Capricorn also. Capricorn or Aries. Especially we've got this Emperor energy. The Emperor in reverse. I feel like this is someone who needs some balance between their masculine energy and feminine energy, or like the yin and yang in their body. Like somebody who needs a good balance of actually like doing things and accomplishing things, but also needs to like sit and rest and like let things come to them as well. But they have a hard time doing this because they don't pour enough into themselves, and they kind of like fight a lot and don't see the correlation between like them fighting and like not taking care of themselves, and you know, just not being able to see the opportunities that are laid out before them. So that's what I see for this person and for you. And I want to talk about, where is this relationship headed? We have the World upright. This also came out in the previous reading, and it was in the same deck too. But I see this as just being like everything you ever wanted, getting exactly what you want with this person. If you're here, it's because you want to be with this person, obviously. So I do feel that this is where the relationship is headed. You're getting exactly what you want. Anything else you want to tell us about this relationship, Spirit? Where is it heading? We also have the King of Fire, which is the King of Wands. There's a lot of great, potent sexual energy. We have the King of Wands that came out for you as well. I feel like this is going to be a relationship that actually helps you be fully yourself, and stand in your power. And I feel that this energy between the both of you is like very reciprocal. They feel just as attracted to you as you do to them. And I feel like, you know, you've asked a lot about this relationship, and it's like the spirits have told you, like, just deal with what's in front of you right now, because you're not ready for that. And it doesn't mean you're not going to be ready for that soon, but today you're not ready for that. So if they were to hand you that today, you wouldn't know what to do with it. So let's get some advice about, no, I want to use this deck. Some advice about how to move forward and how to make yourself ready for this relationship. All right, Spirit, how can pile 2 make themselves ready for this relationship? 3 of Pentacles in reverse came out. There's some skills you need to cultivate. Some skills that you feel you are cultivating. The Emperor, upright. Interesting. The Emperor is a very stable person. I feel that this is calling you to like work on your stability as a person. If you're dealing with somebody who is a little bit more volatile or like aggressive, or like whatever the adjectives may be to describe this person, like they're just not someone who's like super in their grounded energy. They're more like fiery, and so because of that, you're gonna need to have some more grounded energy to be able to be ready to accept this relationship. And so I do feel that that is the skill that you're working on, is being a little bit more in your like groundedness. We have the 9 of Pentacles, which is great. It's very abundant, very benevolent, very intuitive as well. And especially like when I say abundance, I mean financial, material abundance and stability. Ace of Swords in reverse. This talks to me of a great loss. We also have the 6 of Swords in reverse. And the King of Swords to round it all out. Wow. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely like something you have to put down, maybe like a great loss that you're going to be experiencing before you come into union with this person. And I see also like this, like, the 6 of Swords could have to do with travel. But I really feel like it's more like a journey of the mind or an emotional journey of some sort rather than like a physical thing. And I do sense that it has to do a lot with your relationships, with like people that you love. But the King of Swords is very discerning, very knowledgeable of things that have to do with law, business. They're a very effective communicator. So I feel that that's what you're working on right now. Let me get a little bit of clarification. Like, you are in a very abundant energy. But it does take following your intuition to create and cultivate that abundance. So I feel that right now you are being called to focus on creating your own abundance and stability in yourself as a person, so that you can also have your own emotional stability and just like, you know, be like someone who will always be steady when there is like someone else who is like having a hard time regulating themselves. And just being able to put down or like, you know, get rid of the things that are inside of you that are preventing you from being like a very an effective communicator. So this is like something that might be a little bit emotional for you, but more than emotional, it's it is empowering because you are learning how to navigate communication in a new way. Okay, please clarify the Ace of Swords. What is it that they're losing or being called to let go of? What are they losing? What are they letting go of? There we go. Thought I saw another one come out, but I guess I didn't. Okay. All right, so we have the Star in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles upright. Interesting, because the Knight of Pentacles in reverse came out in the previous reading as well, using this same deck and everything. So again, you might be someone who's coming and watching from from pile number one. You also could be someone, you could be the person that pile number one was watching and asking about, and you just happen to also be watching the same reading, which would be really interesting and fun. But basically the clarification I have for like what it is that you are being called to let go of. We have the Star in reverse, meaning that you are being called to be your most authentic self. Right now, you struggle to be your most authentic self. I feel that this is where, like you kind of need to set boundaries. Even with yourself, even being able to say like, I'm not going to keep my mouth shut anymore when something bothers me. That is a boundary for me. I have to be willing to speak up. It's really about being living with integrity, enough integrity that this person who you're dealing with will know who you are when they're dealing with you, because right now maybe you don't speak it how it is all the time. There's something about emotional immaturity that you're having to let go of. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I see that you kind of have this like gift of processing things through writing, through taking like your thoughts from like this like ethereal place and channeling them down into like something creative. So I feel like that's where the creativity of the Herkimer diamond is coming into play for you. I do feel that you need to actually use your creative gifts. So maybe it's not writing, maybe it's composing music, or maybe it's painting or art or something like that, but it is something creative that you actually have to put your doubts and fears into, and see it as like a container for those things that are doubts and fears. And so that is my advice for you actually today. Remember, we're moving through energy. This is a series. So this is the energy that you're moving through today. You need to get a little creative, and in your creativity, try to process like, who are you and why aren't you being your most authentic self? Try to process where it is that you feel that there's a little bit of, immaturity rising up, or places where you need to kind of love on your inner child a little bit more. And I also feel that, this is part of your skill in this. I'm just going to show you this. This card came out in reverse, but I will show you this card. Really about building skill is a lot about, it has a lot to do with art. There's an artist in that actual card. So I think that that's very significant for you right now. You are building the skills of the art that is like, it's your passion. And you need to be like cultivating that more, and you need to actually prioritize that right now. over anything else. I feel that prioritizing your art and your creativity is actually the thing that's going to help you make the breakthrough that you need in order to overcome this energy of like uncertainty or not knowing how to get the thing that you want. And again, remember that what you're trying to keep in mind is learning how to be an effective communicator and be a stable presence. Even if there's like someone who is kind of like losing their shit around you. And I want to remind you that this is someone that you actually really like. So these are skills that you're going to want to have so that you're ready for this relationship. Okay. So that's what I have for you today. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so that I have your energy imprinted on my channel and I can actually tailor some of these readings more towards, the energy that you're moving through and help you get through it. All right, so I will see you at the next reading. All right, if you're here, then it's for pile 3 because we have the amethyst point. Definitely a crystal that calls you to look up to the divine, refocus your attention on the divine, be in touch with your intuition. Amethyst is very good for getting in touch with the intuition. It's very good for the crown chakra. Ooh, that feels good. It is very calming. It calms anxiety. Maybe you're someone who normally has like a good deal of anxiety, and so this would be a good stone for that. Okay. So if anything else comes up while we're doing the reading, then I'll go ahead and bring that back up. But I just want to go ahead and get into it. We're going to ask for some confirmation about who you are so that you know that you're in the right place. And so I can pick up a little bit on your energy and what you're going through right now, what you're moving through today. Okay? So Spirit, who is watching pile number 3? Who are they? What kind of person are they? What are they going through right now? Who is pile number 3? First card we have is the King of Wands in reverse. You're somebody who's very intuitive, very powerful, but you don't even know how powerful you are, and you are not standing in your power. There's something about you, like you have some psychic gifts, but I do feel that you are ignoring them, maybe scared to look at them. We have the King of Pentacles upright. So wonderful that you have 2 kings back to back. Wow, you are a very powerful person, somebody who goes out and gets what they want. I see you more grounded in the material than actually like up in the crown chakra or looking to the divine. So I could see that even though you're someone who has the ability to be very connected to the divine, as this stone kind of told us, you are currently not in that power, but you are in your financial power, your stability power. You have created something that is sustainable for yourself, probably like have a good work-life balance, which is good for you, and are a very materially, financially abundant person. Here we go. We have the 6 of Cups in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse, and the 2 of Wands in reverse. So I see you kind of in somewhat of a nostalgic state right now, and maybe you've been actually thinking about your childhood and doing what I call inner child work, but it's really just like thinking on your childhood and seeing where it is that maybe your childhood has influenced you, especially financially. I feel that you came from humble beginnings, and that you've kind of like created something for yourself. But I do feel that you are at somewhat of a crossroads, where you're trying to decide, do I want to continue doing this work where it's like, I know that even though I'm not fully 100% happy there, I at least have stability there. And so I know what I'm getting myself into, versus like, feeling like it's not really exactly what you want to be doing and not what you love. So you have to decide if you want to keep doing the thing that's bringing you stability, or do something else that could possibly be more fulfilling to you or be more enjoyable. So that's what I see for where you are right now. And let's talk about the person. If that resonates with you and that feels right, then this is definitely the reading for you. And I want to talk about the person who you're thinking about right now. So Spirit, who is pile 3 thinking of? Who is pile 3 thinking of? We have the Queen of Cups. This person that you're thinking of is very intuitive. In all the cards about you, there's a lot of very like masculine energy. So if you're not a man in any capacity, then I feel that this means that you're actually like someone who goes and gets things. Like you put a lot of effort into things. Not like too much effort, but like you're the go-getter, you're the doer in the relationship. And this person who you're thinking of is more of like, someone who's more in their feminine energy. And if they are not a woman, then this is really referring to them being somebody who attracts what it is that they desire. But also a very intuitive person. So that's kind of one of the reasons why they can attract what they desire, because they kind of just know where it's going to be and how to move and how fast to move so that they're there when that thing arrives at that place. Like that kind of person. They're also a very fair person. Very fair person as well. Very honest. I see them as someone who's honest. And almost like pure. I see the Page of Cups. So you could be someone who's more in like an earthy, fiery energy, and they're more in like a watery, airy energy. Again, someone who's like very intuitive, somewhat of a messenger, but like they give messages to you or to other people in some capacity. So it could be like something that I do where I like give messages from the divine, but it also could be something like literally where they just have to make phone calls or send emails or something like that all day. Someone who's like kind of developing something. I feel like when it comes to like their finances and career and all that stuff, they're still developing that, because they're also a very emotional person, and sometimes their emotions kind of get the best of them, and so I feel like that has in the past has hindered them, and so even though they're like working and building things for themselves, it's still they're still not as far along as you when it comes to financial matters. Their financial matters are still very much entwined with their emotional well-being and their emotional health. Oh, yeah, no, it really resonates. So I got the Devil card that came out and like just landed on the Page of Cups, which the Devil card is really it speaks very much of freeing yourself from a situation. So I feel that they are kind of trapped by their own emotions a lot. We have the Sun in reverse, which does kind of like reiterate that message of being trapped in their emotions. A lot of it having to do with things that have happened in their childhood. Maybe there is like some childhood trauma that they carry around, and that is why they're so emotional. Although they are a very kind, caring, compassionate, and honest person. But this 10 of Cups in reverse, it seems like that they have this dream that they feel that, they would like to achieve, but don't know how. And that dream is like this happy, harmonious home and family. Yeah, but there's just this feeling of being trapped. And I do sense that they are not sure if they can get themselves out of this feeling of being trapped, or if they need some help. And they are currently, I think, in a moment where they're trying to figure out like if they're going to ask for help, or if they can ask for help, or if this is something that they can do for themselves. There's definitely like a moment, I think, of confusion where they're not exactly sure how to proceed. But there's somebody who I believe that they went through a lot in their childhood, in their family life, their home life. So this is like, definitely someone who had a rough childhood. And so even though they're a really, really good person, really kind, really generous, all of those things, they still kind of don't know what to do with themselves, what to make of themselves, because just like so much of their life is ruled by emotion. And I'm gonna ask where the relationship is headed, but I do feel that you have this like very almost like a protective energy over them. Maybe that's just like the thing that makes it feel like you're in the more masculine energy and they're in the more feminine energy. But again, I want to reiterate, this is not really gendered, because this can apply to queer couples, to non-binary people. Just like it can translate to anyone. It's really more about the traits that you or they are displaying. Okay, so let's ask about where this relationship is headed. Yeah, I feel that you kind of like want to help them out of this very emotional energy, that you're like, hey, I kind of know how to be grounded and I want to help you. At least right now that you're hearing it, I do feel like there's like this energy of like, oh, yeah, like I hate that they're so brokenhearted. I really want to help them. So where is this relationship going? I feel like you guys have maybe tried starting things in the past and like hasn't always like turned into anything, maybe because they're too in their head, like too emotional or something like that. But we've got the Queen of Fire, which is the Queen of Wands, a very sexual energy, I do feel that this is a major aspect of this relationship. You guys are very physically attracted to each other and have a lot of sexual chemistry. And I do also think that is why this person might feel a little bit like hesitant about you. They're not exactly sure. Like if it would be them repeating an old pattern or doing something that's bad for themselves. Like I kind of feel like they're like, the energy I get from them is like, well, I always go for the bad boys, and like that you are the bad boy in this connection for them, or that you excite those feelings in them, like you excite them very much. So then they're like, well, if this person is so exciting to me, then they must be a bad boy type of energy, right? Then we also have the Nine of Fire, which is Nine of Wands in reverse. We have 8 of air, which is 8 of swords upright. We have 3 of air, which is 3 of swords in reverse. 4 of water upright. And 8 of water upright. Yeah, I do feel like that they have had very good sexual chemistry with other people in the past who have then turned around and abused them or hurt them in some way. You also may have had similar experiences yourself. And so I feel like what this relationship will do for both of you is actually to show you what it's like to have both a very physical relationship, a very like sensual and like attracted to each other kind of relationship, but like also have things like emotional intimacy. I see in the 8 of air, 8 of swords, that there's like, you know, one of you is a runner. Like, I'm meaning like in relationships, there's someone here who tends to run. Like when things feel a little bit scary or hard. And I feel that like the energy in this like running is like there's one person who runs and there's another person who chases. But the person who's getting chased kind of like need to be chased in order to be reminded that they're loved by this person. And otherwise they kind of have a hard time seeing that they're loved by this person. And obviously that would have to do with like childhood stuff. So I do feel that is like the nature, the energy of the person that you're thinking of is like they're a runner. They like kind of need you to chase them. And I do feel that although you don't really love that, you don't shy away from it. You go like, okay, you're a runner. I'll be here. I'm still here. I'm steady. I'm stable. 3 of swords in reverse and 9 of wands in reverse. There's definitely something getting in the way, and that's like a broken heart. That's a broken heart and it needs to be put down. Let me ask for a little bit of clarification. Please, Spirit, clarify this 3 of swords and 4 and 9 of wands energy. Please clarify the 3 of swords and the 9 of wands. We have the Strength card in reverse. Something needing a little bit of help. Gentle, like a gentle push. 9 of swords. Needing to have healthy boundaries. Like there's something that's occupying the mind. Ten of Cups in reverse. Okay, so it's interesting because, you know, I'm doing this reading for you, We have the Ten of Cups in reverse, which is a descriptor that came out for the person that you're thinking of. And we also have this this energy of like something needing a little push to move along, and there needing to be boundaries placed up, because it's like needing to let go of this false belief. Needing to let go of this false belief that you cannot, that the happy, harmonious home life and the love life, the love that is deserved, that it cannot be had, that the love that is wanted and desired cannot be had. So I would say, like, for the future of this relationship, I do see there being a lot of like sexual chemistry, but there's also a lot of chasing and running energy. And I feel that because of this person's, childhood trauma, that they will actually need a lot of help and support in like setting boundaries for themselves, not only like within themselves, but like between them and their family, or like them and things that like keep them up at night type of thing. But there's also still this like lingering like false belief that they can't have what they want. So that is currently the nature of the relationship, or where the relationship would be heading, is to this energy of like chasing and like maybe having to like chase this person and really hold their hand through the whole thing. And that's not to say that you wouldn't still want this relationship, that you don't still love this person, or like want things to work out, and that you can't have this relationship. That it's totally up to you to decide if this is something that's okay for you. And since you're here, I do sense this feeling of wanting this to work out. Like, that's why you're asking the questions. You're like, well, what can I do? What can I do? So let's get a little bit of guidance before we leave about, what can you be working on today with this energy, to move through this energy. I feel that you're still, even though you want to be with this person, you're definitely still questioning whether this is good for you to pursue, or whether it's actually would be something that's harmful to you. And that is a very, very valid concern to have. I think that that's also the other reason why you're asking, because you are very attracted to them. But you see that this may be in some ways like repeating a pattern that's harmful for yourself, maybe of like taking care of somebody else, like over yourself, or again, that like chasing energy. Maybe you're someone who has like more of an anxious attachment style, and there's someone who has more of like an avoidant attachment style, or something like that. But yeah, let's find out like how can pile 3 move through this energy today? Okay, how can pile 3 move through this energy today? We have the Sun in reverse. We have the Fool in reverse. We have the Death card in reverse. Wow. And we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. Wow. Okay. So there isn't really a lot to like physically do, but there's a lot to think of. Okay. With the Sun energy in reverse, that's very much about needing to look at the wounds of your inner child. So like, for example, if you are developing feelings for somebody who is constantly running away from you, you actually might need to look at who in your childhood was always running away from you when you really needed them. Or like, who did you have to take care of as a child? Like, did you have to take care of your parents? And like, should they have been taking care of you? Maybe is that why you have been, chasing after someone who like, isn't ready for you? we also have the Fool in reverse. There's like this need to kind of like let go and let things happen as they will. You might be trying to force a relationship too much. There's also, with the Death card in reverse, this speaks to me of like needing to look to the divine and needing to ask for help, ask for guidance. So you probably need to, if you have a good relationship with your ancestors, now would be a good time to call them in and ask them for some help. You can always call on your angels. Basically, calling on higher vibrational beings right now is a thing that's going to help you to move through this energy and to find a little bit of transformation in this energy. There is a lot of transformation. And the Five of Cups is about leaving something behind. So I hate to break it to you, but I do think that kind of what you're being called to look at is like, why is it that you are wanting this person? And I feel like so much of it has to do actually with physical attraction. And it's not to say that you can't have something good with this person, because as I was putting out these cards, I did sense that you could have more than just a physical connection with them. You could have an emotional connection with them. But right now, I feel that you kind of like need to let go of the situation, be willing to let go of this person, but just also be open to transformation that can come at any point in time. There is this energy, I feel that it's like, you're here asking like, will I be with this person? Can I be with this person? Is this person good for me? And you have all these like reasons why they could not be good for you, but meanwhile in your body is still telling you, but I want that, but I want that, but I want that. So it doesn't matter how much I tell you, like, this person is just running from you, like that to you, like mentally it's a deterrent. Mentally you're like, that's not a good thing. But emotionally and in your body, I feel like your body is telling you, but I still want them. I still want them. Like, it's okay. I want them. So right now you're in an energy where you're having to decide. This reading to me is like purposefully vague, because I do feel that you're in an energy where you're having to figure out for yourself. Excuse me. You're having to figure out for yourself why is it that you're like attracted to this person when there are other things about them that like are hurtful, or there's just definitely a need for introspection right now, not just about like what is it that happened in your childhood that makes you feel like you need this person, like really I do feel like you had like an avoidant parent, or a parent or both parents who didn't meet your needs and neglected you quite a bit. So that's why you have become someone who's like pretty self-sufficient, to be honest. But I feel that that's one of the reasons why you're gravitating towards this person. And so that's something that you need to be looking for right now, not even asking or not even trying to figure out whether this person really is for you or not, but like actually asking the divine for guidance in whatever way that means for you, because like it's going to be different for everybody. Everyone has different beliefs, different spirits and angels and guides and all those things around them. So this is an opportunity for you to do what this stone is calling you to do and look upward, and just ask for some guidance, and give it some time. Like ask the question, and then try to forget the question, and then see how the question gets answered through your life in the next day or few days or whatever. So that's what I have for you today. Again, I'm going to remind you, like I've reminded all the piles and the previous readings that I've been doing over the past couple days. This is a series. We are moving, sorry for all the knocking, the heater is on and it's kind of like sounding kind of crazy. But I would like for you to please subscribe, comment, like the page, like the video. That way I can pick up on your energy a little bit more, and we can actually move through this energy a little bit. So, like as you're like looking to the divine a little more and gaining your answers, I might have some answers for you, or as you gain your own answers internally, coming here and actually going through these readings with me, where you're picking your pile and you're figuring out what it is that's happening in your life. I feel like as you get answers, those will also reflect in these readings, and we'll be able to, like I said, move through that energy together. So thank you so much for being here. This is the advice that I have for you today, but that advice will change over time. So I will see you also in the next reading. Goodbye.